There was a time when AC Milan felt untouchable. Not just successful, permanent. 7 European Cups. Legends everywhere you looked. I mean, Maldini, Nesto, Pirlo, Sedor, Kaká. I mean, Shevchenko, not to mention. I mean, the list goes on and on. But Milan didn't chase relevance. They defined it. The city known for fashion and being just that extra level above everyone else, over the last 15 years, slowly started to crumble. One of football's greatest institutions slowly unraveled. What followed was a spiral of bad ownership, confused recruitment, financial problems, identity crisis, and one brief miracle that may have hidden deeper issues rather than fixing them. I'll tell you right now, that Scudetto win in 2022 was a fluke. It was nothing more than Inter fumbling the bag.
Look, this is the throw-in. His left foot that's trying to play it out takes his...
After another disappointing season in Serie A with Allegri, the gap between Inter and Milan has just simply grown. And now Milan has finally done something drastic. They burned the whole thing down. Everyone, everything, all gone. Furlani, gone. Tarre, gone. Allegri, gone. Everyone gone. Moncada, gone. Everyone is gone now. And it's time to start anew. And now they've brought in one man to start all over. And that man is Ruben Amorim.
Attenzione, iniziando il Joe and Brian Show.
Hi, my name is Brian. I'm one half of the Joe and Brian Show. This is part one of a two-part series I plan to make regarding Milan. To understand what Milan is trying to build under Amorim, we need to understand what they used to be and the history behind the club to understand why it might or might not work. So, what exactly is AC Milan trying to become? Well, we need to understand what they used to be. The beginning of the end came after the 2011 Scudetto. That was the year under the new head coach, Massimiliano Allegri. Allegri managed to secure their 18th Serie A league title, their first since, 03-04, although they only made it to the round of 16 in the Champions League, getting knocked out by Spurs. The summer of this season is sort of where it all started to collapse and fall for Milan. The team that Milan fielded this year looked something like this. Abate, Nesta, Thiago Silva, Antonini, Pirlo, Seedorf, Gattuso, Prince Boateng, Ibra, and Robinho. The season before, Milan had just lost Beckham, and in this current January, they had lost Ronaldinho. Instead of trying to win the Serie A and replacing these legends with another generation of superstars or legends, Milan started selling them. Summer of 2011, Pirlo leaves. The summer of 2012, Nesta leaves. Seedorf leaves. Gattuso leaves. You can see where I'm going here. I mean, and perhaps most importantly, Thiago Silva and Ibrahimovic were both sold to PSG in the same window. So tell me, what is Milan going to build with this? That was the moment the message became clear. Milan weren't rebuilding a dynasty, they were dismantling one. So what came here was what we all know as the banter era. It was a beautiful time where Milan are spending stupid money on stupid players, on players that you won't even remember. Or if you do remember, God bless you, because you've been through a lot. Milan went from having Maldini, Nesta, Pirlo, Kaká. I mean, to whatever the this was. I mean, look, Robinho, Baca, Bohan, Niang, Zapata, Silva, Piontek. How many of you guys even remember that all these players played for Milan? I mean, and naturally, the manager started changing too. Allegri, Seedorf, Inzaghi, Mahilovic. I never know how to say that guy's name. Brocchi. I mean, it just kept going. Don't forget about Montella, Gattuso too. I mean, it's just ridiculous. Milan weren't just bad. They completely lost their identity. They weren't developing. They weren't competing. They weren't building. They were regressing. Then Berlusconi finally sold Milan in 2017. And suddenly, AC Milan were owned by a Chinese businessman. His name was Yong Hong Lee. Who the is that? The club spent hundreds of millions that summer on nothing. Nothing changed, continuing the banter era, and it eventually all collapsed. Elliott management took control soon after in 2018, and things started to look, well, they started to look a lot better. Elliott management brought in structure. Maldini returned. Massara joined him, and most importantly, Milan started recruiting players who actually looked like they belonged together. I mean, think about the players that they started bringing in. Theo Hernandez, Rafael Leao, Sandro Tonali, Mike Maignan. Actual good players, athletic players, smart players, good buys. And suddenly, there was a plan. Stefano Pioli came along, and then the first time in years, Milan looked like they could actually win something. Except that 2022 Scudetto was nothing more than Inter royally screwing up and dropping the ball. I mean, it was fun, it was nice, but in 2023, Milan made it to the semifinals only to get destroyed by Inter. Not 1-0, not 2-0, but 3-0. So then Maldini was fired. And then any hope that any Milan had before extinguished like that. The man who represented Milan more than anyone else was told that his vision no longer fit the direction of the club. So how do you think the fans felt? And then eventually, Pioli ran out of answers. The man who had taken Milan from this banter era to a Scudetto was now gone. And Milan did what Milan always do. They started again. New ownership under Redbird brings in Fonseca, brings in Conceição. I mean, more instability, more inconsistency, more disappointment. And eventually, Milan found themselves in a position that would have been unthinkable a few years earlier. Out of Champions League, out of Europe. I mean, this is like, think of the Milan of the old. It's ridiculous. So what did Milan do? They brought back Massimiliano Allegri. They brought in Tare. They tried to restructure the club again. The results were coming, and they were in a Scudetto race for most of the season. But Allegri, oh my goodness, his football was miserable to watch. And not to mention, he fumbled at the very end, dropping out of all the Champions League spots and winning only against the big teams and failing to get points where it mattered against the small teams. So after 15 years trying to patch up the holes, Milan finally decided, let's rebuild a whole new house. Rebuild from ground up. The sporting structure, gone. The managers, gone. Players being moved out. Milan weren't tweaking anything anymore. They were starting from ground zero. So that brings us to Ruben Amorim. Ruben Amorim is not just the next manager of AC Milan, or at least I hope not. He's asked to become the face of the club and bring it back to the glory that it used to be. We only got a brief look at what he's able to accomplish from his Man United time. So for the first time in a long time, Milan aren't trying to recreate what they had. They're trying to build something completely different now. And after everything we've watched and endured, I mean, there's just one question all the Milan fans have. Why should we believe them this time? Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Make sure you show this video to your auntie, your dog, your sister, your cousin, your father. I mean, I don't care who you share it with. Just make sure they show love. And if you guys enjoy the content, please make sure to like, subscribe. These things really mean a lot to us. Until next time. Ciao, ragazzi.
Thank you for watching The Joe and Brian Show, the only show for the most discerning football fan. Only intelligent football fans watch The Joe and Brian Show. Like and subscribe.